In the shadows of everyday life, there are actual creeps whose actions will cross the line of decency and safety.
You know why you're here?
I'm gonna turn you into a woman.
Here are some disturbing cases of creeps that remind us of the dangers that might be lurking in plain sight. On September 2nd, 2022, a male suspect identified as 55-year-old Mark Greenburg was under investigation following a report from a concerned father who stated that Greenburg had approached the end of his driveway and directed several inappropriate remarks towards his 6-year-old daughter. According to deputies, witnesses gave similar accounts, noting Greenburg's inappropriate remarks towards the child, specifically mentioning his intent to pick her up and take her to Disney World.
With the kid, his daughter who's 6 years old was crossing the street, and Mark Greenburg came out and was like, I'm going to turn you into a woman, I'm going to take you to Disney World, I'm going to make you famous. He's saying yesterday he was telling the kids to be quiet and come to him.
After getting statements from people in the neighborhood, the deputies tried to speak to the suspect, but he refused to talk to them.
I can barely hear you. Can you speak up?
Something about I'll talk to the officer he previously spoke to tomorrow.
I hear you talking, but I can't understand you. Can you speak up?
The next day, the police went back to his residence and arrested him.
You got anything on you?
Okay. I need to make sure my door is secured, locked.
We will secure it.
I need to make sure.
I will make sure.
Who are you? Are you the sergeant?
I am the sergeant. Go get your car.
No, I want my Skechers, please. I want my Skechers. I want my shoes, please.
No, man. Listen, we played this game with you yesterday. Okay?
You don't call
There's two sides to every story.
There is.
You haven't heard the other side of the story.
You will have your day in court. But you had your opportunity to tell your side of the story yesterday, and you didn't.
The sheriff's office also noted that they've received reports of at least 11 incidents over the course of 8 months involving Greenburg, who was harassing neighbors, yelling at them and their kids, using a megaphone, and driving past houses while recording children on his phone.
We're trying to help you out, man. We're getting you shoes. Okay?
These are not shoes, these are flip-flops.
It doesn't matter. They're going to put slides on you when you get out there.
Can I please have my Skechers?
No.
I have bad feet. I have to have shoes on. That's why I stay at home all day on my internet. I have to have my shoes, sir. Sir,
Yes,
you deprive me of my, give me, sir, please.
No.
Listen, it's those or nothing. Put them on or they're going back in the house.
You can go barefoot, that's
So
fine.
you're holding something against me of what happened yesterday?
No, you're under arrest. You can put those on or you can walk out to the car with nothing on your feet. We're not waiters, we're deputies.
I didn't say you were waiters, sir. What is the bond amount?
$5,000. We're not going to discuss it. That's your charge, period. You want to discuss it, that guy's called a judge. We're not judges. You could have came to the door last night and give us some information. You failed to do it, so we had to make our decisions based upon what we had. Period. We're not arguing.
Well, I'm not going to argue it. There's two sides to every story. And what you've heard is there one side.
Okay, so you can argue your side in court, not out here.
What do you think about this civil war going on?
Get in the car.
Okay.
As a consequence of his actions, Mark Greenburg was charged with aggravated stalking. He was taken to the Volusia County Branch Jail under a $5,000 bond. However, if you thought that was the end of it, on July 22nd, 2023, Mark Greenburg violated his bond from his September 2022 case. He was once again arrested for another stalking case, this time involving 2 boys, ages 10 and 13. The court document states that Greenburg followed the 2 boys to the bus stop and recorded the children while they were playing outside. In light of these developments, a criminal defense attorney weighed in, stating that in situations like these, it's common for the accused to be detained in jail without the option of bond and wait for trial, since the suspect had already violated his previous bond. On June 23, 2023, police arrived at the residence of a male suspect identified as Christopher Jones in response to a complaint made on the evening of June 21st. A woman had reported seeing a drone outside her bathroom window just as she was preparing to shower after returning home from work.
They were worried about you for some particular reason, so. I called the owner, I called the second in charge.
They said that you had called. They were more concerned because apparently you never call out. You're always there, and they were just, the way you were saying sorry, they were just very concerned about you for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but...
I'm actually surprised that you guys are here for this. I was waiting for you guys to come pick me up.
For something that happened earlier?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Have you talked to anybody about that?
What do you mean?
Like detective-wise or anything?
No.
Do you still have to? Are you still registered?
No, I mean that my prior incident.
That's all.
That's all done. It's almost 25 years ago.
Okay.
All
right.
This is a new issue.
Okay.
This was not Christopher's first run-in with the law. Prior to this incident, Christopher already had a history as a convicted sex offender with charges dating back to 1999. However, his requirement to register as a sex offender ended in 2015.
I was contacted by the family last night at 10:30.
Okay.
It's basically invasion of privacy. Very ashamed about this. Very embarrassed.
Okay.
But I had a drone, and I actually flew it in the neighbor's yard, and which I thought that was what
we're here for right now.
Yes.
Let me tell you what. I'll make a phone call to give you some peace of mind to see if there's anything that's happening with that. All right. Is that the reason that you called out of work? Because you expected us to be around?
I want to eliminate the walk-up thing.
All right.
Which would be...
All right, Christopher, just come here for a minute. All right. No weapons, nothing on you, right?
No.
Just gonna pat you down quick, okay?
Okay.
Just your wallet?
Yeah.
All right. You can even keep that on you. Just walk over to my car. You're just being detained right now just because of the statements you made to us, and we're still trying to figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay.
So, like I said, you're just detained. You're not under arrest. So just have a seat in there, okay? You've been nothing but good with us, and we really appreciate that, okay?
Well,
just give us a few minutes to figure some things out, all right?
I know your jobs are hard, and...
Okay. Well, like I said, we really appreciate it. I'm actually going to have you just take your wallet out. I didn't go through it, so... I'll put this window down for you. We're going to figure this out.
The woman, who now had the drone, recounted to the police that as she attempted to get closer, the drone quickly moved away. That's when it hit a tree branch and crashed. After that, she took the drone and threw it in her pool to disable it.
All right, Christopher, step out for me. Let me hand this back to you. All right, so here's what's going on. There is an investigation, okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're aware of that. You kind of know what's going on with that.
Right.
We're asking if you would like to get in your own truck, follow us down to the station, speak with the detective that's going to be handling the case. Maybe it's a misunderstanding, maybe it's not. We don't know. It's still being investigated. So, as of right now, there's no charges against you, okay?
Yeah.
So we're not going to take you. If you would like to come down to the station and clear this all up on your own, we would really appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's completely up to you at this point.
Well, if there's no charges against me right now,
Correct. We would like to clear this whole incident up. Obviously, you came out and you said some things to us.
Right.
We would like to clear this up. If you would like to come down and speak with the detective that's going to be handling this case and clear the air today, we would appreciate that. Like I said, it's completely up to you.
The police explained to Christopher that he should go with them to the police station, but he expressed hesitation, saying he was afraid that he would end up staying there.
My only fear is that I go down there and I speak to the detective, and not with legal representation, and then I end up staying there. You know,
if you'd like to call an attorney, speak to whoever you need to, and then come down and speak with them.
The owner of my company, I spoke to him this morning.
Okay.
And he has a lawyer that he uses, and he was going to run the situation by him to get his legal advice.
Okay.
And then refer me to someone who specializes in this sort of...
What would be a good phone number for you?
Myself.
We really appreciate you being so cooperative with us.
Well,
and
you know, I mean, like I said before, you guys have a hard job, and
that's why, like I said, you have your rights, and we're not going to say you have to come down. We would like to clear this up today, and whoever you end up talking to, just if you would like to come down and clear the air, clear whatever this is up, we'd be more than happy to get this done and over with today. Okay. So, like I said, you're absolutely free to go.
Okay.
So, all right.
Well, I appreciate your concern for originally coming down.
Yeah. No, that was the whole thing. Is they were very concerned about you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll make a call to them and just let them know that I'm okay. The owner and the operations manager, I was more forthcoming with them on the situation.
Yep.
My second in command, because I'm the warehouse manager.
Yep.
I was a little vague with him.
Yeah.
Just because, you know.
And that's probably the one that called, because they said you didn't seem like yourself when you called. You were saying sorry a lot, which made them think they had no idea what was going on.
Well, this was.
And apparently you don't call out of work. So.
I don't. I think the last time I called out of work was when I broke my toe. When a box of tile fell on it. That was, I don't know, 5 years ago.
All right.
Yeah, I would like to help you out the best I can, but I would like to, you know, speak to some legal.
Like I said, there is an open investigation, okay? And the detectives would like to speak with you, but like I said, you don't have to go down there. We would like you to clear it up, but you don't have to right now.
Yeah.
Okay. But we do appreciate the cooperation. Okay.
Oh, I appreciate your concern.
All right.
Later on, the police came back and placed Christopher under arrest.
Just come outside for me.
You want me to grab my wallet?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. I knew when you guys hung around that.
I'm gonna take it out of your pocket, okay?
Oh yeah, okay.
We're gonna do it. I'll cuff you at the car. We're not gonna do it for any neighbors.
All right.
One second. I don't want those to tighten up on you. All right, go ahead and have a seat. I'll get you right out of here, back to the station, okay? All right. Yes, we're gonna explain all your charges the second we get back to headquarters, okay? Are you on probation or parole right now? All right, so with it being 11 o'clock, I don't know if there's afternoon session of court, okay? Hopefully there is, and we can get you right down there.
Yeah.
All right, if there's not, we'll have a justice of the peace come in. It won't be till a little bit later, though, okay?
I don't know if you know this, but will I be spending the weekend?
I don't believe so. If you're not on probation or parole, you'll get bail on this, and you'll be out. Okay? Do you want that window down? It's kind of hot in here.
No, please.
Okay. Just a crack. That's that. All right. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure you're out today. Probably if they have afternoon court, we'll be taking you right down there. As long as you're not on probation or parole, you're getting charged with disorderly conduct, and you'll be out. I don't see them holding you without bail for a misdemeanor charge. But that's as long as you're being truthful about not being on probation or parole.
Yeah, the case was 99.
Yeah, have you been arrested since then?
No.
Okay, I'm guessing you're not on probation or parole anymore and you'll be out today.
No.
All right?
And I would be truthful if I was.
Listen, that's something I'll check it. Right when we get to headquarters, what's going to happen is I'm going to put you in a cell, I'm going to grab some paperwork, we're going to do photograph fingerprints, and then we're going to get you right down to court if there's an afternoon session.
Okay.
All right? Try to do this as fast as we can, get you on your way, all right? Very much appreciate you being cooperative.
As a consequence of his actions, Christopher Jones was charged with a felony count of video voyeurism. On July 6, 2023, Christopher Jones appeared in court where investigators presented evidence that the footage on the drone showed Jones had spied on the woman while she was undressed in the shower on several occasions before this latest incident. Subsequently, Jones was released on a $15,000 personal recognizance bond, and he was issued an order that prohibits him from making contact with the victim. On September 29, 2023, a male suspect identified as Andre Galanine was yanked off his flight right after arrival. Atlanta officers responded to a report of a man who allegedly exposed and touched himself in front of a young female before boarding a plane at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. The man was able to board a flight, so the officers were only able to arrest him the next day after obtaining his flight information. The bodycam footage shows police waiting as Andre arrives from his flight. A person at the airport filmed the incident after noticing that Galanine was acting suspiciously. It was only after reviewing the recording that she realized that Galanine was touching himself and had exposed himself to a young female who was in front of him. Police did not disclose the age of the young female, but according to a witness account, the female could possibly be a minor based on her appearance.
Can you step? No, just move up a little. Mr. Galanine. Alright. Need you to... Alright, do me a favor, alright? Lean forward a little bit. Got a warrant out for your arrest, alright? Just lean forward, don't worry, we'll get you back. Alright, put your hands behind your back, buddy. Let me get this other hand. Let me get the hand. Alright.
You have your bag?
Yeah.
Where's your bag?
Okay. We'll get it for you. He should get you back.
The police were able to identify him right away, and without resisting or asking any questions, the man willingly followed the police to be detained.
Alright, you got a warrant out for public injury crime here, okay? I don't know the details of it, so a public emergency warrant, so that's why we're picking you up. We're going to go back down to the precinct right now, and then they'll be able to explain everything in detail of what's going on, okay? But right now, it's just a warrant. Step out for a second. You got anything in your pocket? Okay. We're gonna go to the precinct right now. They're gonna explain everything what's going on, what's the warrant all about, and then after that, whatever happens, okay?
Police also discovered that this wasn't Andre's first run-in with the law for similar acts. The suspect was taken to the Clayton County Jail, and as a result of his lewd behavior, Andre Galanine was charged with public indecency. On November 7th, 2022, a 43-year-old man identified as Chad Van Swole was arrested after sending messages online about having sexual relations with whom he thought was a 15-year-old girl. However, little did he know that he was talking to the Racine County Sheriff's Office investigators who were working in collaboration with the FBI. In early November, Chad initiated a conversation with a person he believed to be a 15-year-old girl using an online app. During the investigation, Van Swole reportedly sent messages along the lines of, "I like younger girls," but talking to a 15-year-old could get me into a lot of trouble. And when the police replied, "As long as it doesn't weird you out that I'm 15," Chad replied, "Not at all. I told you that is really hot to me."
That's him.
He's here. He's here. Show me hands! Get down on the ground. Do it now. Get down on the ground!
On the ground!
Sheriff's office!
Get your hands out of your pocket. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm going in.
You guys can come up.
On November 7th, Chad agreed to go to a designated location in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin, to meet the 15-year-old girl, not knowing that an entire team of law enforcement was waiting for him instead.
Anything on you? Any kind of weapons?
No.
Knives? Anything that's gonna poke me, stab me? You got gloves on? Here, stand up.
We're going to check the vehicle.
Yeah.
Nothing?
No.
Yeah.
5-4, one in custody.
After being taken into custody, authorities searched Chad and found a freshly bought bag of Chick-fil-A and contraceptives with him.
Is it in your waistband?
No.
Separate your stance. Yeah, that's it. Stick your tongue out at me.
5120 on one. Did you copy one in custody?
I did copy, thank you.
Joel, we're good with yours?
Yeah.
I can grab a bag from you.
Got a car case?
Alright, I'm gonna double lock this real quick. Just face the squad here.
Do you have just a little bag to throw his stuff in quick? Yeah, keys and condom.
Just relax your hands.
What's that?
There's nothing in here.
I don't know if she's gonna want separate bags, or we can do that later too.
Anything else on you that we need to know about? Anything sharp, any weapons, anything like that? Okay. I know we just searched you, but obviously you're going in my charge. So, just put that down.
Did you throw his key fob in there?
I got a key right here.
So,
Can we, seriously, does somebody have like a camera or something so we can take pictures of that? We can, we don't have my camera.
Alright. We'll have you take a seat right here. Just watch your corner.
As a consequence of his actions, Chad Van Swole was charged with a felony for the use of a computer to facilitate a child sex crime. His cash bail was set at $50,000. Additionally, he also received a $200 citation for operating a vehicle while suspended. On July 6, 2021, in an attempt to bait predators online, an investigator posed as a 15-year-old girl on an anonymous social media platform. This attracted the attention of a 29-year-old male identified as Ryan Burton. During their conversation, Ryan had allegedly sent the investigator explicit photos. Shortly after, Ryan asked for a home address and agreed to meet with the supposed 15-year-old girl later that day in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Little did he know that he would be met by a police officer and the undercover investigator he was really in contact with.
Front door now, in case you want to walk in. Take him, take him.
How you doing? How you doing, man? Good, good. My name's Detective Ross, but I'm with La Crosse Police Department. Can you take your hands out of your pockets for me?
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Ryan.
Ryan, okay. Any weapons with you today?
No.
Okay. If you just want to put your hands on top of your head, I'm just going to pat you down, make sure you got no weapons with you today.
I'm here at the police department as well, sir. See our badge?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. You like? Yeah. Put your hands behind your back. Are you okay? You not hurt, Brian?
I'm good.
Good. Just going to check these things for fit. What's your last name, Brian?
Where's your ID
Ryan,
at?
I'm sorry.
In my car.
Where are your keys at? I'm gonna get your ID.
It's in my pocket here.
Where's your ID at so I can confirm who you're talking about?
It's in the middle compartment of my car.
Can I go get your ID for you, please?
Keys are in this pocket?
Other pocket.
This one right here?
Yep.
It's in the middle console then?
Copy, I'll go back in the main room. Yeah.
Alright. And I can go grab your ID?
Yep.
Thank you.
The suspect was apprehended by Detective Ross, who placed him in handcuffs. Ryan did not resist the arrest and was taken to the police department for further questioning.
Let's just have a seat here on the step.
26 Iowa, 29 of 95.
226, correct.
Last name spelling Boy, Union, Robert, Tom, Ocean, Nora. First name is Ryan.
With the police department here, we're going to have a car come over and transport you back to the station. Read you your Miranda rights, try to ask you a few questions, and we'll go from there, okay?
This other ID, is this your relation to you?
Yes.
It's not stolen or anything?
No.
Is your...
White.
Alright. Step over here, I want you to fall over.
Hey Ryan, I'm Officer Howell, La Crosse Police. You have anything on you that's going to stick me or poke me, anything sharp?
No.
Can you separate your feet, please?
In his pocket. Grab his phone from there, okay, bud?
This is Dad's car. There's two IDs, one for his wife, one for him. And wallet was in the center console, which gave me permission to get. Yeah, should be.
Come watch your head getting in.
The police searched Ryan's car and even found what appeared to be his journal.
Both therapists mentioned that I had nonverbal cues that I was uncomfortable when talking about what happened. After some reflection, I think this is because I've always felt like I'm a good person, I'm kind, but this has turned me into a predator, and that makes me very uncomfortable.
Wow. Why don't we just take that whole thing?
Okay.
You ever been placed under arrest before?
Yes.
No. This is the police department. This isn't the jail.
Yep.
I didn't start. I don't know the case number or anything.
I'll grab it.
You.
Because I don't even know it yet.
Yeah. You can go ahead and sit down and relax.
You need anything? Water or anything? Nope. Alright. You know why you're here?
No.
Well, I have an investigation that's open, and you're involved in it.
Okay.
I investigate crimes against kids.
Okay.
Alright. Does that ring a bell?
No.
Okay, you still have no idea why you're here? I'm going to read you your Miranda rights, okay, because I'd like to talk to you about why you're here, but obviously I can't talk to you without first protecting you. Okay, does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Ryan, before we ask any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say will be used against you in court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask any questions, and to have him or her with you during questioning. If you are unable to hire a lawyer, you can request and receive appointment of a lawyer by the proper authority without cost or charge to you to be present and advise you before and during this statement. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. As long as you understand your rights, Ryan, I need your signature here. And if you want to talk to me and talk to me about why you're here, signature here.
Okay.
Okay. So this is just that you understand your rights. This is if you want to talk to me. If you don't want to talk to me, you just tell me now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Don't want to talk?
No.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a line through there, and I'm just going to write didn't want to talk. Okay. I'm going to be going to the county jail tonight. There'll be 2 charges. All right. One of them is the use of a computer to facilitate a child sex crime.
Okay.
And the second one is the attempted second-degree sexual assault of a child.
Okay.
All right. So I'll respect your wishes, and we're going to get you out of here as soon as we can.
Okay.
As a consequence of his actions, Ryan Burton was charged with felony counts of attempted second-degree sexual assault of a child and using a computer to facilitate a sex crime. Ryan is potentially facing up to 60 years of imprisonment. On August 5th, 2023, authorities were dispatched to the parking lot of Riverwalk Park following a report of a male suspect identified as 49-year-old Lavon Glenn, who was allegedly exposing himself in a lewd and indecent manner. The incident took place right in front of the splash pad area of the park, where several families were gathered, spending their Saturday morning.
Okay, so we parked next to the car. I get out, and it looked like he had his hand, maybe I thought he was taking, like, pictures or something. His phone was up.
Okay.
Like, at the steering wheel. So I'm like, I don't think that's what's going on, but I'm getting the kids out at the same time, so I get the kids out, and I just glance one more time, and sure enough, you know, and phone's out, his pants are down almost to his knees. So then that's when we loaded up and called.
He left, but he's on his way back. He said he'd do a statement. So, just out of curiosity, what brought you here to change your clothes?
I was coming to use the money to clean my car.
Okay.
So I said, I don't know where can I go to change my clothes because I haven't washed my car and everything like that. So I said, I gotta go meet my wife and man at 3:30. So I need to put on some clothes right quick. So I walked here. I never walked up there to that bathroom. I never been here in this park like this. So I said, okay, I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna change my clothes real quick. Change my clothes, and then I said, I left my underwear in there. Got out, got my underwear, roll my clothes back down, put my underwear on. Tied my shoes, and then y'all walked up. Okay. So I'm trying to put my clothes back up. He seen me when he walked up. I ain't doing. I'm not filming nobody. I'm not doing in that church, putting my clothes back up.
You ever have, like, while you were changing, did you have your phone in your hands at all?
My phone's always up here.
Okay.
The officers requested Glenn to exit his vehicle, but he refused to comply.
Okay. Mr. Glenn, we're not going to ask you again. No, you're not going to take my car, bro. You're not going to take my car. No, I'm not, man. You're not going to take my car.
You're going to get tased.
You're going to get tased.
Get out of the car
now. You're not, man. Get out of the car.
Wrong, bro.
I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm not going to tell you again.
You're going to get tased.
Nothing wrong, bro. Don't touch me, man. Sir? Call the supervisor. Don't put your hands on me. Sir, I'm not going to say you're going to get tased. You're going to get tased. I'm going to record this, bro. That's fine. Okay, I'm not touching nobody. I didn't do wrong. You're not going to touch me and put it in the car. You're not.
Last chance.
You're not.
Oh.
That's not mine. You just put that in there. Yeah, okay,
get out of the car.
Put that in there. I ain't doing that in there, man. Get your hands off me, man.
Back up, Davis.
Due to Glenn's refusal to cooperate, officers were compelled to use a taser on him. This action led to Glenn attempting a bold maneuver, further complicating the situation.
Bravo 15 Central. I think I have the vehicle westbound Ridge Boulevard. He just turned northbound on another street.
The pursuit eventually ended when Glenn's vehicle became immobilized in a gas station parking lot, and he began to flee on foot.
Oh, you out of the gun! Quit reaching! Quit reaching! Stop! We're still heading north! Get down! Stop! Stop! Taser, taser, taser! All right, you got it. You just hit me, bitch!
Despite putting up significant resistance, Glenn was ultimately apprehended with assistance from the South Deltona Police Department.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back now. Put them behind your back. Put them behind your back. All right, got it. All right. Get down on the ground. Damn, man. Put your hands behind your back. Give me your hand. Pull his hand. Put your hands behind your back now. Stop grabbing.
You resist anymore, you get it again.
Put your hand behind your back.
Stop behind your back.
Loosen up. Loosen up and you won't get tased again. Loosen up. Loosen up.
Every time you tense up, you're getting tased.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Put him on, please. I'm trying. Hold on. Okay. That's a bunch of stuff. Hold on. Drop the keys. I want my keys. Drop them. I don't want my keys, man. You're not going to have your keys. Drop your keys, bro. Oh, come on, man. Drop them. Drop your keys. Thank you. Yeah, man. All right. Well, you're putting yourself in terrible position. Roll forward. Okay. Now pop your keys. Okay. Sit down. Okay, I'm dizzy. Come on. I know you're probably dizzy. Come on, you're good. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down, bro. Come on. You need to sit down. Sit. Sit. Do you want to stand up? I got you. I'm sorry. Sit down.
Following his arrest, Glenn received medical attention for injuries sustained during the incident and was subsequently transported to the Volusia County Branch Jail, where he was held under a $23,500 bond. Additionally, it was discovered that Glenn has been in and out of jail more than a dozen times since 2002 for a variety of offenses. As a consequence of his actions, Levon Glenn faced charges including exposure of sexual organs, resisting an officer, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, battery of a law enforcement officer, fleeing from law enforcement officers, and possession of cocaine. On January 26, 2023, a male suspect identified as 29-year-old Stephen Johnson was caught and recorded on video, peeking into a woman's window. While patrolling the area, deputies identified the suspect and made contact. However, Stephen declined to respond to the deputies' inquiries and attempted to flee the scene.
What's up, man? Where are you coming from? Where do you stay? Stop right now. Where are you? Stop. Delta Central. I got an adult male running. You better stop right now. All right, Delta 16 Central. I lost him near the clubhouse. Blue flannel, like sweatpants, blue sweater, glasses, short black hair. White male, probably 120 pounds, okay? About 5'8".
You can see a little spot back there.
Sheriff's office, announce yourself now.
Or you'll be bit.
Sheriff's office.
He said straight ahead of you.
Eventually, with the assistance of a drone, authorities managed to locate the suspect. He was discovered hiding in the water of a nearby swampy area.
There's a helmet or something right there. See it? Person laying down.
Get up! Get up now!
Shoes.
Get up now! Show me your fucking hands. Right now. Get out. Let's go.
Put your hands behind your back.
He's secured.
Because you know what you did. We know what you did. That's why we're here. That's why there's a canine here. That's why the helicopter was here. That's why there's about, what, you say 15 or 20 deputies that were here? There's a reason for that. Why is that?
Basically, looking around at late night.
Okay. Yes, that's why. That's weird, man.
The previous weekend, a resident alerted deputies that her neighbor's camera had captured an unidentified man peering into her window on 3 separate occasions. Johnson, who resides in the same neighborhood, lived approximately a 5-minute walk away from the victim's home.
It puts a weird feeling in your gut when you find out someone's looking at you through a window. There, you look like this, outside of a window, peeking through it, and the neighbor says, "Hey!" And you're like, "Oh." You take off? Don't ring a bell in your head? Okay. What would you do if some man was peeping at your wife through a window?
I wouldn't be happy.
You know, you wouldn't go whoop his ass, right? You know?
He said we can just drive over to the district.
All right. All right. I got your phone. Stand up front. All right. We'll get you in some warmth, and I don't know if we have any dry clothes.
As a consequence of his actions, Stephen Johnson was charged with loitering or prowling and resisting an officer without violence. He was taken to the Volusia County Branch Jail under a $1,000 bond and was released the next day after he posted bail. This incident resulted in the arrest of a registered sex offender. 33-year-old Gary Moultrie was apprehended on June 9th, 2023, after creeping on young girls in a Walmart. Gary was reported to be taking upskirt photos and touching girls aged 11 to 16 in the toy aisle. The bodycam footage shows police reviewing the CCTV footage in Walmart before making the arrest.
He just did it again to these 2 females right here.
What's he doing?
Walking around grabbing their. He just grabbed their ass. Here it is.
This dude here?
Yeah. Yep.
Black ball back 17 and show him if you want.
You got him.
He's circling. He's like the second one. He's tried to. Or this is the first one we caught on camera.
Pharmacy. Okay.
According to the store employees, Gary had been in the store the day before and had behaved inappropriately towards another young girl. However, they couldn't locate him before he left the store. So when he returned the next day, the store employees quickly called the police.
Wearing glasses? Yeah.
Yesterday he was in here and a little girl, probably 9, reported that he grabbed her butt. And then we were looking for him, but he got out before we could get to him.
Where is he now?
He's on team celebrations.
Okay.
17. That just happened.
Other than the person yesterday, anybody today come and complain you're sitting?
He just walked in. He's about to do her.
He just walked in.
He's taking pictures of her.
Yeah, he's taking pictures of her skirt.
All right, yeah.
He's done.
Let's go get him. Let's go get him.
Just stay outside.
Okay.
After gathering enough evidence, the police proceeded to confront the suspect. Upon realizing that law enforcement was onto him, Gary attempted to flee the scene, sparking a chase that eventually led to his capture.
Move. It's coming outside. General merchandise.
106 radio, DFS. Subject was seen going on foot.
10-4.
I've got him at the garden center. Stop! Stop! Stop!
My daughter is like right there, and she needs some help. Now.
Glasses, black shirt, camo pants, black shoes.
He's running back the other way.
All right, he's going back into Walmart. No! Stop!
My daughter needs some help, man. You're not listening.
10-4, he's running around the garden center. If I get someone else over here. Stop right there!
My daughter is in trouble. Hold on. I will pepper spray you as well. Roll over onto your stomach.
Roll over!
As the police held him to the ground, Gary could be seen attempting to break his phone by banging it on the floor.
Cap, can you search him, please? All right, we're gonna stand you up, okay?
All right.
Sit up.
Hearing Moultrie.
So what you guys arresting me for?
Sexual battery.
In 2016, Gary Moultrie was convicted of child molestation, statutory rape, and enticing a child for indecent purposes in DeKalb County. Additionally, it was discovered that Gary had been a registered sex offender since May 2020, according to the Georgia Sex Offender Registry database. The suspect was taken into custody, and, as a consequence of his actions, Gary Moultrie was charged with sexual battery. We've got more to uncover, so stay tuned and check out another video we think you'd like. Go ahead and just tap or click